What up, what up, what up? This your boy Bezo. Welcome to part two to how to apply the street hustle mindset into the corporate world and generate real wealth. First and foremost, man, if you ain't done it already, like, share, and subscribe. At least subscribe to your boy, you dig? Hey man, if you anything like me, man, working hard all day, 10, 12 hours, trying to unwind, man, but this part two to that video, man. And like I said, man, I wanna if I could just reach out to one cat, you know what I'm saying, hitting that roadblock, feeling like he don't know where to start, what to look up, what to do, but he know he wanna be here for his family, man. Let me just give you some food for thought, man. Just like in some examples, man. You know what I'm saying? You know you good at selling products, things of that nature. You might be good. You probably good at all type of stuff, man. You good with your hands, um, fix stuff around the house, things like that, man. Go back to school, man. Go take a course for flooring, construction work, and stuff like that, man. Make some paper, man. Them construction workers making bank, man. It's things you could do, man. You can get up out them streets, man. But you gotta have a will to want to change. You know what I'm saying? You gotta want better for yourself, man. You gotta want to be around first and foremost, man. The will to you know what I'm saying, accept more from yourself. You know what I'm saying? And that's where it start. You know what I'm saying? All I could do is give you some extra motivation, man, to hey, check this out. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that, man. Books to check out. Uh, But man, it start with you, man. It start with the will to want to lead them streets along, because it's gonna be roadblocks, it's gonna be hurdles, transition, transitioning is never easy. You know what I'm saying? You gonna stumble. Uh, I know. I ended up slipping back and resorting to old ways twice. You know what I'm saying? Before I said, you know what, I'm a man up and take it all. You know what I'm saying? And it's been a rocky road, you know what I'm saying? And it still be rocks on that path for me, you know what I'm saying? Just like any man. But you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna keep striving for greatness, you know what I'm saying? So I just wanna, you know what I'm saying, on this video, man, let you know, man, you gotta apply that will, man, and just give you some food for thought. You know what I'm saying? Um, this to the cat that don't know where to start or maybe feel like similar to how the first part one of this video was. You know what I'm saying? Just some food for thought, man. um, just give you an example. You know what I'm saying? You could start a business. You could go to school. You know what I'm saying, for construction, learning some construction skills. You know what I'm saying? Flooring, painting, building, you know what I'm saying, carpentry, all type of stuff, man, that you can make paper, you know what I'm saying, and be able to have a great life on top of, you know what I'm saying, getting financial literacy, learning how to invest your money, you know what I'm saying, all those things, man. You could still, even if you didn't do that, right, and you end up just saying, I'm gonna just get a job. That's what I want to do. Stay out the way, be able to enjoy my family. I don't want to take on the stress and the time that it takes to get a business off the ground. I found a good paying job. You know what I'm saying? I already know how to stack money. You know what I'm saying? Stay out the way. I want to rock like that. My best advice would be, man, rock with that. Rock with that option, and get you some books along the way to learn how to invest some of that money that you putting up. You know what I'm saying? You got kids, learn about a little bit of stocks, even crypto. You know what I'm saying? I got a few crypto that I invest in as well. You know what I'm saying? I got them just put up for my kids, you know what I'm saying, that I don't plan on touching. I plan on just letting it grow. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, far as Bitcoin, Ethereum. Man, I hope I said that right. Anyways, let me sip another one for that. That I plan on letting sit. You know what I'm saying? For like 5, 10 years. You know what I'm saying? See where it go with it. You know what I'm saying? This was the mind frame I wish I would have had 10, 15 years ago. Um, with companies as well, like Netflix, Facebook, um, a bunch of companies. You know what I'm saying? Fresh Pet. That's a company, like if you got a Kroger's in your city or big grocery stores, the little so in the like pet area, you know what I'm saying? They got like a little refrigerator part in the pet area where they sell like cold food, pet food. You know what I'm saying? I remember, man, when I don't know exactly, so I ain't about to give no exact data on it. But I remember when Fresh Pet was super low on the shares. You know what I'm saying? And I watched them literally start rising. I was like, man, why didn't I invest in that? At that time, I was starting to read about stocks, and I didn't want to, like I said in my other video, that narrative always being like, man, you put money in something, your first instinct is you're gonna lose it. But I wish I knew what I knew now. You know what I'm saying? I would have put about 2,000 on just Fresh Pet and took it out about sometime last year. But so like I said, if that's your option, man, as far as finding a nice job and stacking your money, I would say, hey, man, do that. Get you a book, learning about stocks, man. You could just take, you know what I'm saying, find some good companies to invest in yearly, you know what I'm saying, and just let them grow. Don't even, and I will say, whatever company you do invest in, as far as stocks, if you do ever decide to take that route, never invest in while you're in debt, or if you're gonna need that money that you're investing back within like 12 months. Put aside money that you ain't gonna miss for like 5 years and let it grow. We're gonna make some more videos in the future about that because the electric car era is coming. You know what I'm saying? And I feel personally, I'm not saying nothing's guaranteed, but I feel personally that's the next bit of companies that can make you rich with a few couple thousand. That's why I'm not gonna put no exact companies on this video, but we'll get into that later. But like I said, I just want to make a few examples for somebody that's feeling like they need to pivot up out the streets, right? Man, listen, man. What I learned years ago, man, the corporate world, as far as a lot of the corporate world, man, is just like the streets, man. It's crazy. It's just like the streets. Real talk. And I'm gonna give you an example. Once I started my cleaning company, a little bit after that, when I start pursuing federal funding and cleaning contracts through the government, I learned about selling janitorial supplies and things like that to the government. And doing my research with all that, it made me realize, like, man, a lot of the corporate world is just like, how I done seen on documentaries, right, where they talk about kingpins. I think I've heard them say it on the BMF, one of the BMF documentaries. I can't remember another kingpin, but like I've heard it more than once, where like DEA agents say like, man, that kingpin could have ran a Fortune 500 company, and I never knew, like I never knew exactly like I mean, when I heard that, I was like, oh, I bet they could. You know what I'm saying? How they had everything set up, whoop de whoop. But to actually learn certain things, man, yeah, they could. They would run it better than the CEO that's running it. To be honest, um, just an example, you know. Say you had a business, right? First of all, let me say this: the federal government is the largest single customer in the world. The federal government spent in 2020, the federal government, and I think in one of my other videos I said 650 billion in 2020. I looked it up again. It says 680 billion that the federal government spent on goods and services in 2020. So that makes the federal government the largest single customer in the world. Now, in each year, say okay, 2020, the federal government spent 680 billion, right, in goods and services, all types of goods and services. Now, picture instead of a person that has a that's not in the streets but has the mind frame of a hustler from the streets. You know, far as finding him a plug or finding her a plug. Maybe that hustler takes the product from the plug to a small town, sets up shop, breaks it down. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, as he's breaking it down, selling to the other people in the town, selling it to the smaller people that buy small. However, it's many different ways to break product down, right? Um, so, just giving you an example. Each year, the government, like in 2020, when they spent 680 billion on goods and services, the types of goods and services they buy. I'll give you a few examples. Office supplies like paper clips to pens, pencils, computers, airline tickets, rental cars, um, commodities, all such as all types of food, medical supplies and equipment, janitorial supplies, um, for schools and things of that nature. This is what all the government buys from us. So let me show you how you can apply with the same um, motivation to wanting to be the biggest, richest man in the streets. You can apply that to the government because first of all, I'm gonna say, um, now all these goods and services that the government buys are through contracts. Uh, Once you get a company and you're registered to sell to the government, you'll be able to see all the contracts. Um, and man, it'll blow your mind when you look at them contracts for whatever business you're in to sell to the government. Um, from office supplies to janitorial supplies, you can get 5-year contracts. Like, man, there's contracts that's like $500,000 worth. A $500,000 contract, $200,000 contract, $50,000 contract. Um, so, well, I'm gonna give you an example. Okay, yearly, on an estimate, the government spends about 600 million a year just on office supplies, right? Out of that 600 million, I would say $500,000 is spent just on pencils. This is how a person that come from the streets that wanna be rich the right way can turn the government, the same government that will throw you in jail, you know, forever trying to sell illegally. You can do it legally with the government and turn that same government into your customer, you know? So let's say you say, you know what, I'm out the game. Um, Even if you ain't got money, I don't even want you to think you got to have money. Um, I'm gonna try to break both of them down. Let's say you left the game with a couple, 10, 15,000 or whatever. But you know what? Nah, you. I don't want you I want you to get out the game now and have the patience and the will to change. So if you ain't got no money, build your credit. You know what I'm saying? There's videos. I can make one on how to build your credit. Um, Build your credit, take a risk, get a loan, stack your bread, have the will and the patience to know once you got that knowledge and a plan, you know and you believe in your plan, the patience will get you there, man. So we can make videos on how to get that money. Get out the game. You don't need to say, okay, well I'm gonna get this and get that. Nah, you risking too much. Get up out the game. I'm gonna give you an example though. So the government spends 600 million a year just on office supplies. 500,000 of that is just on pencils. So let's say you say, you know what? I want to sell yearly to the government office supplies. What I would do, I would just apply the street hustle to the corporate world and turn that federal government into my customer. I would First of all, I would reach out to the biggest office supply manufacturers, right? Say if I can't think of a name off top. Okay, here goes pens. Bic. Say if the government is spending 500,000 a year on Bic pens, and then Bic also sells, manufactures all type other office supplies that the government purchases, right? I'm gonna reach out. First of all, I'm gonna do some research and find out how can I become a distributor um, of Bic, the company Bic, so I can get it for the cheapest that anybody can get it from Bic, and then sell it to the government. Now, you got to be realistic with yourself. It's gonna take some work. Um, Go back to school. Go get your business degree. Go get a marketing certificate, associate or certificate. So then when you step to the big company, you have those credentials. Look up all the credentials that they're looking for in distributors. Distributors. You know what I'm saying? And get all those credentials under your belt. Step to big, and once you got all the credentials, um, you got your credit together. You done met with some banks to get a nice loan. You done got a business plan together. You done found a nice little spot, either a big storage unit or a small, nice size warehouse that you can store uh, large amounts of office supplies at. So then when you done secured the loan from the bank with your business plan and whatnot, you go purchase you lease a nice size storage unit. Um, uh, you lease the storage unit, and you still have capital to buy product from the big company, right? Now, when you step to them with all the credentials that you need, because you did your research, you purchase the product from them. You start putting the product up in your warehouse. Then you done did your research as well with the government. You done got all the way registered, got all your paperwork together. Ways to get the contracts. The government gives the contracts, or the contracts are rewarded through a variety of methods: sealed bidding, negotiation, or competitive proposals. If you getting it, if you're a top distributor from Big, you getting it the cheapest that anybody can get it from. So far as competitive proposals, you a hustler. You ain't nobody that can't nobody. You the top dog, man, with competitive proposals, because you getting it the cheapest. So you already know what to do. As far as when you step to them for them contracts, and besides that, if you're a minority, they already got a certain percentage of contracts set aside just for minorities. You're gonna get those, and you're gonna get the other ones that you didn't outbid it people, because you're getting it for so cheap. You can shave off a few dollars, because you can just, you know what I'm saying? I ain't tripping. It's here. It's never running out. Okay, I'm willing to beat your price, even if I make a little bit less, because I got a whole warehouse full of it. So yeah, I'm willing to take a little bit less just to build a relationship with the government. On top of that, I didn't build it up. I didn't build it other clientele with other companies as well selling my products, wholesale to stores and whatnot. You didn't turn the street hustle mindset into the corporate world. You know what I'm saying? That's what I do with janitorial supplies on top of my cleaning company. You know what I'm saying? Um, it's just like the streets, man, without all the BS, man. It's just more um, it's more corporate. You know what I'm saying? And you just gotta have the will and the patience and a plan, and you gotta execute that plan, man. Um, so that's just a quick example, man. They spend bread, man. The government is the biggest customer, man. Find your niche. That's just an example. If you say, hey man, I don't want to work, I'm not good with this, that. I want to make a living selling something legally. Sell goods and services to the government. You can sell office supplies. You can look up the top manufacturers that create all the office supplies needed. Find out what credentials you need so you can buy directly from them and sell it to everybody else. You can sell it to all the mama and pop stores all through the cities, everywhere. Not only the federal government, but you can sell it on the state level too. 600 million a year just in office supplies. You know what I'm saying? Man, you can get a piece of that pie, man. I'm telling you. All type of goods and services, man. Start doing research. It's out here, man. Um, that's just a quick one, man. I'm about to get to enjoying my rest of my evening, man. So yeah, man, we gonna keep going, man. Like, share, and subscribe, man. That was just one example, part 2, how to apply the street hustle mindset into the corporate world and generate wealth. See, because once you establish with the government in that example, once they buy from you one time, it'll get to a point where they hitting you before they even put out certain contracts, because they like dealing with you. They get it at a good price. You're reliable. Um, it, Everything runs smooth through you, so they'll reach out to you before they even post certain contracts. Like, hey, we need we got 3 plays, one for $20,000 worth of office supplies, 50,000 in pens and pencils for this state, and this and that. Are you able to complete this order? Let me check my yeah. Let me check my warehouse. Yeah, I got that. Yeah. When do you need it? Okay, I'm gonna get that to you. You need it by in 2 weeks. Okay, I'll have that to you. All right, send the paperwork. I'll sign it and send it back. Whoop de whoop. You know what I'm saying? Once you build your relationship with the government, you locked in. You'll start generating real wealth, man. It's better than the streets, man. Listen, man, if you knew better, you do better, man. Start knowing. You dig? This Bezo, man. Like, share, and subscribe, man. It's gonna get greater later. I promise you that, man. We're gonna be locked in and we're gonna keep going, man. My goal is to just spread knowledge, man. I don't wanna do nothing but that. Man. Peace.